So for our next slide, no, so we're going to discuss, no, yung iba't ibang fundamental quantities, or should we say basic, or also known as the basic quantities, having yung mga units, of course. We're in dito, ang ating i-discuss po is more on po sa mga SI units, no? So when you say SI units, so we're talking about the system internationally, or international system of units, o yung tinatawag din nating MKS system, no? So yan po yung ating i-explore ng mga iba't ibang system or ng iba't ibang units dito sa ating mga electrical quantities and other related, or sabihin natin other allied na mga quantities, no? So we have this fundamental or basic quantities. So we have the length. Ayan. Pag sinabi naman nating length, diba? So that is the distance along an object or something from one point to another point, or from one end to another end. So yan ang pag sinabi nating length, diba? So since we are talking about SI unit, no? Ano po ba ang SI unit pagdating sa length? Yan, ano po ang SI unit natin when it comes to length? So that is meter, okay? So, or denoted as letter M, no? So, ibig sabihin on meter yon. So, let's say 20 meters. So, that is the length, no? Ayan. Okay, next is mass. Okay, so, pag sinabi naman nating mass, basically, it is a characteristic or property of object that measures its inertia. So, syempre, pag sinabi nating inertia, tendency po ng isang object to be at rest, no? And of course, ito rin yung naglalaman sa isang matter, di ba? Kasi sabi natin, matter has anything that has mass. And of course, mass is, of course, being influenced by the action of gravity. Kaya po, meron tayong tinatawag na weight, no? Kasi when you say weight, it is the force being exerted by a mass, okay, due to action of gravity, no? So yun ang pag sinabi natin weight, hindi ba? So ngayon, ano naman po ang SI unit pagdating sa mass? Yan. Ano po ba ang SI unit naman when it comes to mass? Okay? So that is a kg or kilogram, no? So, yun naman, okay, pagdating naman sa mass. Then, pag sinabi naman nating time is said to be the system of distinguishing events. So, inaalam natin kung gaano ba kahaba ang duration, okay, or nagugugol sa isang particular na event. So, gaano siya nagtatagal, no? Okay, gaano siya kadali, gaano siya kabilis. Okay, that is, we're talking about the time, no? So, of course, the SI unit for time is none other than, ano po bang SI unit? Pagdating sa time, and so we have seconds, no? Ayan. Okay, then, syempre, may mga times tayo na kung minsan, diba, we need to convert, no? Let's say, yung sa length, yung sa kasan ng length, diba, may mga times na, kung halimbawa, naka-kilometers po siya, o naka-centimeter, kailangan i-convert natin siya sa meter. Ganun din sa mass, diba? Minsan, yung meron pa tayong tinatawag na English system, diba? Yung parang pwede mo siya i-convert yung length sa feet, sa inches, sa miles, diba? Yung sa mass, hindi lang naman umiikot yan sa may mga nagtatapos sa grams, okay? Kundi din sa mga kagaya ng pounds, yun, mga pounds, okay? Then sa time naman, of course, hindi lang naman seconds, so we have the minutes and hour. No? And of course, yung iba pang mga units of time gaya ng days, yan. So of course, kailangan natin i-consider din yung mga conversion factors din as well. No? Yung mga basic lang naman. And then electric current. So pag sinabi natin electric current, that is the rate of flow of an electric charge to a conductor. So, syempre, ang electric charge naman is basically nakadepende po dun sa number of electrons. So kung gaano sila kabilis, okay, na dumadaloy along dun sa conductor, that is said to be the electric current. And the SI unit for current is bang SI unit? Pagdating kay current, okay, that is ampere. And kung babalikan natin or if you're going to have some history about dun sa unit na yan, it was named after Andre Marie Ampere, no? Who defined the concept of electric current. Ayan. Next up is the thermodynamic temperature. So we have, of course, this is the relative degree of heat, di ba? So kung gaano po kainit or kalamig ang meron sa isang object, no? O sa isang surrounding. So of course, the SI unit or thermodynamic temperature is yan, Kelvin. Okay, o yung tinatawag din nating absolute zero, di ba? So of course, take note din natin yung mga conversion factors naman din pagdating po sa temperature, kagaya nung sa, di ba, yung galing sa degree Celsius or sa degree Fahrenheit. Okay? Next is the luminous intensity. So pag sinabi naman nating luminous intensity, it is the amount of light emitted, no, by a source in a particular direction. So yun naman ang pag sinabi nating luminous intensity. So ano po ba yung kanyang SI unit naman? Ano naman ang SI unit ng luminous intensity? That is candela. No? So when it comes to dun sa tinatawag nating illumination kasi, so we have this luminous flux, no? Yung luminous flux kasi, ito yung amount of light na naibibigay ng isang light, no? Kumbaga parang ito yung maximum amount of light na kayang i-emit ng isang lighting material, no? Okay? Lighting source. So it is expressed in terms of lumen. Yan. Then actually yung candela, pwede mo siyang ma-convert into what we call the lux or lumen rather. Ayan. From candela, pwede natin siyang gawing lumen. Okay? Ayan. So, yun naman yung pagdating sa illumination naman. Ayan. Then next stop is last stop is the amount of substance. Of course, that is the size of a space being enclosed or within the object. Diba? Okay, enclosed within the object or occupied by an object. So, ano naman ang kanyang SI unit pagdating sa amount of substance? Yan. Okay, we have the mole. Yan. Okay? So, yun yung mga basic quantities. So, ngayon naman, let's go to some prefixes. No? So, ano bang purpose ng paggamit ng mga prefixes pagdating sa mga iba't ibang quantities? No, simple lang. Para mas madali nating magamit yung mga sobrang liit or sobrang laking mga numbers. No, yung mga tipong marami ng 00, di ba? Yung tipong bago ka makarating doon sa non-zero, lalo na kung sobrang liit, 0.00000 bago ka makarating doon sa non-zero. Then ganun din pag sa malaking number naman, kumbaga non-zero tapos sunod-sunod puro 0000. So nakakahilo, no? Okay? Ayan. So that's why, of course, may mga ginagawa tayong paraan para madali nating magamit yung mga numbers na yun. Such as yung paggamit po ng scientific notation o yung paggamit itong mga prefixes. So magmula doon sa pinakamababa, yokto, zepto, ato, femto, pico, nano, micro, milli. Yan. So kung napansin nyo po, yung mula doon sa yokto hanggang sa milli, puro multiples of 3. No? Tapos sa centi, 10 raised to negative 2, deci, ayan, ang ibig sabihin yan. Then yung deka, hekto, at mula naman dun sa kilo, papuntang mega, giga, tera, peta, hexa, zelta, iota, naka-multiples of 3 po sila. No? Ayan, so tandaan lang po natin yan. Okay, and of course, i-apply din natin yung paggamit ng mga prefixes na yan, lalo na dun sa ating mga susunod na mga lectures. No? Ayan. So ngayon, punta naman tayo sa problem solving. Ayan. Okay. So, exercise po tayo ng konti guys ha. So, participate tayo dito. So, for our number 1, if a current of 5 amperes flows for 2 minutes, find the quantity of electricity transferred. Ayan. So, for this problem, ano po yung magiging answer ninyo? Ayan. For this number 1 problem. So, we are looking for the quantity of electricity being transferred. No? So for this problem, ang gagawin lang po natin is, of course, we are looking for the charge. When you say quantity of electricity, we are looking for letter Q or charge. So ang gagawin lang natin para makuha yan, current times time. And since yung time natin ay naka-minutes at hindi po siya compatible doon sa unit ng current na amperes at yung unit na charge na coulombs, so kaya ang ginawa natin ay kinonvert yung minutes papuntang seconds. So of course, all you have to do para makuha mo yung seconds ng 2 minutes, multiply mo lang sa 60. Then, multiply mo lang sa 5 amperes yung time na kinonvert mo so that you can have 600 coulombs. Yan. Okay? Now, for our second problem. A mass of 5 kilograms is accelerated at 2 meters per second squared by a force. Determine the force needed. Yan. So, ano naman po yung magiging answer natin dyan? This particular problem. Of course, madali lang po siyang gawin. Okay? All you have to do is, para makuha mo yung force, i-multiply mo lang yung mass sa acceleration. So, ang mass natin, naka 5 kilograms. Ang acceleration, naka 2 meters per second squared. That's why, pag pinag-combine, it will become 10 newton. Yan, 10 newtons. Yan. Okay? For number 3, find the force acting vertically downwards on a mass of 200 grams attached to a wire. Use G is equal to 9.81 meters per second squared, or that is what we call the acceleration due to gravity. At bakit kinailangan niya ng acceleration due to gravity? Kasi yung ating object na binabanggit dito sa problem na to, having a mass of 200 grams, ay naka-vertically downward. Okay, sabihin natin naka-vertically. And it is being suspended by means of wire. So, ano naman yung paraan natin para makuha yung hinahanap natin ditong force? So, for this problem naman, so ang gagawin lang po natin is, gagamitin lang natin yung concept ng weight, which is para makuha natin yan, mass times the acceleration due to gravity. At para naman po dun sa kanyang mass na 200 grams, since kailangan kasi natin dito is naka-MKS dahil yung ating acceleration ay naka-meter per second squared, so kinailangan natin siyang i-convert into kilograms. No? So 200 grams, dinivide lang natin sa 1,000 para makuha yung kilograms. And then, nakuha na natin is 1.962 newton. Ayan. Okay? Now, for our problem number 4, a portable machine requires a force of 200 newton to move it. What average power is utilized if the machine is moved 20 meters and takes 25 seconds? So ano naman po kaya ang gagawin natin dito para makuha yung power? Yan. Okay, so for this problem, what we're going to do is kunin lang natin yung work, okay? Then after that, i-divide lang natin sa time. So para makuha mo yung work, kailangan mo lang yung force at saka yung haba o yung distance, no? So multiply mo lang yan, force times distance, 200 times 20. So wala naman tayo dito kailangan i-convert pa dahil naka-MKS naman po lahat. Divide lang natin sa 25 seconds, so you will get 160 watts, no? Yan. And for our last problem, so a mass of 1,000 kilogram is raised to a height of 10 meters in 20 seconds. Now, what is the power developed? Since the mass is being raised or in a vertical setup, no, or naka-vertical, so we are going to use the action of a gravity, which is the acceleration of 9.81 meters per second squared. Paano naman po yung magiging approach pagdating sa ganitong klaseng problem? Yan. So, ayan, kagaya lang nung kanina, di ba, sa problem number 4 natin, kukunin mo lang naman, syempre, yung work, kasi di-divide sa time. So, ang tanong, paano mo naman kukunin yung work? Yan, actually, hindi work. It is energy. Ayan, particularly potential energy. Di ba? Kasi since ito po ay naka-at rest energy at rest, hindi ba? Okay. So ano naman po ang magiging kasagutan dito sa tanong na ito? Sagot, 4,900 watts. Other answers pa po? Okay, 4,905. Okay. So, ang tamang sagot, well, ang gagawin nga lang natin is, kukunin lang po natin yung work o yung energy sa pamamagitan po ng mgh. Ayan. So, bali yung mg, siya yung force, tapos yung h natin, siya yung distance o yung length, no? So, i-multiply lang po natin yung 1,000 kilograms sa 9.81 meter per second squared. Then, yung distance o yung height, 10 meters, divide 20 seconds. So, you will get 4,905 watts. Okay? So, wala naman tayong kinailangan i-convert dito. Kaya, dire-diretso lang tayo ng operation.